4 years.
4 long, chaotic, beautiful, heartbreaking years. And tonight, yes tonight, Euphoria is finally back. Season 3 drops on HBO and Max on April 12th, and if you're anything like me, you've been waiting for this moment since the Season 2 finale left you staring at your ceiling at 2 a.m. wondering what the actual hell just happened. So before you dive in, let's do what we do, let's talk about it. Because a lot went down in Season 2, and you are not walking into Season 3 unprepared.
Not on my watch. Let's go.
Okay, so first things first, for those who need a quick refresher on the whole deal before we get into the meat of Season 2, Euphoria is Sam Levinson's baby, a show that started as a portrait of teenagers spiraling through addiction, identity, trauma, love, and all the beautiful ugliness that comes with growing up. It premiered in 2019, absolutely shattered HBO viewership records, and became, culturally speaking, a phenomenon. It's the kind of show people either say changed their life or made them deeply uncomfortable.
Sometimes both. Usually both. And now we're here. Season 3. 8 episodes.
Weekly drops all the way through May 31st. And from everything we know, this might be the last season. Zendaya herself said, and I quote, "That closure is coming." Sam Levinson told Variety he has no plans for a Season 4.
So yeah. This is it. The finale era.
But before we talk about what's coming, let's talk about what happened. Because Season 2 was a lot. Let's start with the obvious, Rue. Zendaya's Rue Bennett is the heart of this show, its narrator, its emotional anchor, and also its most chaotic disaster. And Season 2 leaned all the way into that. When we last left Rue at the end of Season 1, she'd just been abandoned by Jules at the train station. Jules had impulsively run away, partly because Nate was blackmailing her, partly because she was drowning under the weight of feeling responsible for keeping Rue sober, and partly because she was just overwhelmed. And Rue, feeling completely betrayed, relapsed.
Again.
Season 2 picks up and makes it very clear, Rue is not okay. She's deeper into addiction than she's ever been.
And it's not just pills anymore.
We're talking heroin.
Fentanyl.
The kind of territory that makes the audience hold their breath every single scene she's in. Enter Elliot, played by Dominic Fike, who Rue meets at a New Year's Eve party. They connect immediately, and by connect, I mean he gives her drugs and she goes into cardiac arrest.
And then they become friends. Because Euphoria.
They continue using together at his house, and while on the surface it looks like just two addicts enabling each other, there's something more complicated going on. Jules also develops feelings for Elliot, and Rue is too high most of the time to even clock it. But here's the thing that really escalates everything in Season 2, and this is important going into Season 3, Laurie. Martha Kelly plays Laurie, and if there is a single character in this show who makes your skin crawl in the most quietly terrifying way, it's her. She's Fez's drug supplier, and Rue, in a moment of genius-level stupidity, approaches her with a business plan.
The plan?
Rue will take a suitcase full of drugs worth $10,000, sell them for double, and split the profit with Laurie. What Rue actually intends to do, of course, is just do the drugs.
For free. Essentially. Laurie agrees.
And on the way out the door, she delivers one of the most chilling lines of the entire series. She tells Rue very calmly that if she screws her over, she'll have her kidnapped and sold to some real sick people. And she says it the way you'd say, "Don't forget to take out the trash."
Soft voice. Blank face. Completely serious.
Rue being Rue goes through the drugs. Later, deep in withdrawal and desperate, she shows up at Laurie's with $2,000 she stole from a stranger's house. Laurie injects her with liquid morphine. Intravenous drugs, a first for Rue.
A new rock bottom. And the debt?
Still unpaid by the end of Season 2. Which is why the Season 3 trailer has Laurie showing up and saying, "Hello Rue. You owe me money." Yeah. That's not going away. Now let's talk about the intervention, because it's one of the most gut-wrenching sequences in the entire show. In Episode 5, Stand Still Like the Hummingbird, everything implodes. Jules finds out that Rue never stopped using. And not just opiates, heroin and fentanyl. Jules goes to Rue's mom, Leslie, and together they flush everything they find in Rue's room.
All of it. Gone.
Rue wakes up and loses it.
Like, completely. She runs. She steals.
She puts herself in genuinely life-threatening situations. And in the middle of it all, she tells Jules, and I need you to understand how devastating this moment is.
The girl she loved. Her first love. Dead to her.
In a withdrawal-fueled spiral of pain and rage, Rue eventually gets home. She suffers through withdrawal with her mom and sister.
And slowly, painfully, she gets clean.
Her mom Leslie, exhausted and broken by everything they've been through, tells Rue something that hits different as a parent watching it: "I give up. You wanna kill yourself doing drugs?
Go ahead.
You'll be 18 soon and out of my house."
That's not cruelty.
That's a mother who has nothing left to give. And then, in the final voiceover of Season 2, Rue tells us she stayed sober for the rest of the school year. "I don't know if this feeling will last forever," she says. "But I am trying." It's the most hopeful Rue has ever sounded. And it's terrifying, because we've heard hopeful before.
Now Jules.
Season 2 is complicated for Jules in a way that doesn't get talked about enough. She's in this impossible position. She loves Rue, she's tried to be there for Rue, but she has her own unraveling to deal with. She and Elliot develop an emotional and physical connection, which complicates the already messy Rue-Jules dynamic. When Rue finds out, it adds another layer of betrayal to her spiral. At the end of Season 2, after watching Lexi's play, Jules finds Rue and tells her she loves her.
That she misses her.
And Rue, who is not yet ready to untangle all that hurt, kisses Jules on the forehead and walks away.
No words.
Just a kiss and a goodbye. "Jules was my first love," Rue says in voiceover. "I'd like to remember it that way." So where does that leave them going into Season 3? The time jump means they're both out of high school now.
Different people.
Or maybe the same people, just in bigger versions of the same mess.
We don't know yet.
Let's talk about Cassie and Nate, because this storyline was genuinely unhinged in the best way. Cassie, Sydney Sweeney's Cassie Howard, spent most of Season 2 in a secret relationship with Nate Jacobs, played by Jacob Elordi, who is also the ex-boyfriend of her best friend Maddy. The secret comes out in the messiest possible way. Maddy finds out, and these two former best friends spend the rest of the season navigating a betrayal that runs really deep. Meanwhile, Nate's own arc in Season 2 reaches a breaking point in the finale. His entire identity has been shaped, warped really, by the discovery as a child that his father Cal was secretly living a double life, filming sexual encounters without consent, including one with Jules when she was underage. In the Season 2 finale, Nate turns his father into the police, handing over a USB drive with what's presumed to be evidence of Cal's crimes. It's the most decisive thing Nate has ever done. Whether it's justice or just another power move, honestly, with Nate, who knows? Eric Dane, who plays Cal, is listed in the Season 3 cast, which means we'll presumably get some resolution to whatever happened after that arrest. And it's worth noting, with a great deal of sadness, that Dane filmed Season 3 before passing away after battling ALS. So this season will also serve as his farewell.
Now, Lexi.
Maude Apatow's Lexi Howard was the quiet MVP of Season 2 in a way nobody expected. While everyone else was burning their lives down, Lexi wrote a play. A full theatrical production called Our Life, which he casts with look-alike actors portraying her sister Cassie, Maddy, Kat and Rue, all filtered through Lexi's quietly observant perspective. The play is brilliant, vulnerable, and deeply provocative. It includes a homoerotic sequence mocking the male athletes at school that sends Nate into a spiral. It stirs up everything simmering between Cassie and Maddy until they're physically fighting on stage. And it gives Rue, for maybe the first time, a mirror to see her own life without hating herself. "I think your play was the first time I was able to look at my life and not hate myself," Rue tells Lexi. These two end Season 2 in a genuinely good place. Which, for this show, is remarkable. So where does Season 3 begin? There's a multi-year time jump. These characters are no longer teenagers in high school. They're young adults, navigating real adult chaos. Nate and Cassie apparently are engaged. Laurie is still owed money. Rue is supposedly clean, but the trailers suggest that's about to be tested. Jules and Rue are somewhere in the aftermath of a love story that neither of them has fully processed.
8 episodes.
Weekly through May 31st. And if Sam Levinson is telling the truth, this is the finale.
The last chapter.
So tonight, when that first episode drops, settle in. Because Euphoria doesn't ease you in.
It never has.
It grabs you by the collar and drags you into its world and dares you to look away.
And honestly,
we're not looking away.